Julissa Robbins had never liked the ocean, but she adored the cliffs. Every summer, her family drove up California's coast to a rental house perched on a bluff near Mendocino, wind-lashed, quiet, and crumbling just slightly at the edge, just like her thoughts had been lately. On the third night, while her parents played cards by the fire, Julissa took her flashlight and walked down to the cliffs alone. The Pacific was a smear of ink, no moon, but she could still hear the waves crashing, deep and far below. She clicked off her light to let her eyes adjust. That's when she heard it. Not waves. A hum, soft, undulating, vibrating her ribs more than her ears. It felt like it was coming up, not from the ocean, but from beneath it. Julissa crouched, pressing her palm against the rocky earth. The hum pulsed low, rhythmic, alien. The ground warmed. She backed up. Her flashlight flickered, then died. Everything around her turned gray. Not black, gray, like a washed-out photograph. Even the stars vanished. Then came the light. Not from above, from below. It shone through the cliff face like the rock was thin skin. Shapes moved inside, it impossibly tall, smooth, and gliding. One turned. It didn't have a face, but she knew it was looking at her. The hum stopped. So did her heart, for half a second. When it resumed, she was lying on the ground. It was morning. Gulls screeched above. Her parents found her, bruised but alive. They took her home that day. No one believed her, of course. The flashlight was found with its battery case melted. Her shoes were gone. Julissa never returned to Mendocino. But years later, after a storm stripped the cliffside bare, a hiker reported seeing glass-smooth impressions in the newly exposed rock-like windows, or eyes. And at night, from that same spot, you can still hear the hum.
Noelle Martin was 15 when she vanished for 3 days in the swampy outskirts of Okeechobee, Florida. It was the summer of 1998, thick with mosquitoes and quiet as death. Noelle had gone hiking alone, something she often did to escape the buzz of her dysfunctional home. She said it cleared her head. That was the last anyone saw her until she came stumbling back barefoot, dirt-caked and wide-eyed, mumbling about the sky. Everyone assumed she'd gotten lost. Her parents were angry. The police were skeptical. The news didn't cover it. Just another weird Florida kid running off into the trees. But Noelle had a story. One she told again and again, even when people rolled their eyes. Especially when they rolled their eyes, she said. It started with a hum, a sound so low it made her vision blur. The sky turned the color of old meat. The trees around her bent slightly, not from wind, but as if something above was pulling on them. Then came the light, she said. She floated, her limbs stiff as sticks, into a blinding sphere that smelled like hot metal and rotting eggs. Inside, there were things, tall, slick-skinned with too many joints and no eyes. They didn't speak, but she heard them. Thoughts, like needles, voices inside her skull that made her cry blood. They examined her like a science fair project, strapped her down, opened her up without knives. She remembered the pain, but not screaming. Her mouth wouldn't move. They touched her memories, played them out on strange silver screens. They laughed at her nightmares. Not a chip, not a tracker. She didn't know what it was, just that it pulsed under her ribs when they let her go, like a second heart. She told her story to the school counselor, to the local paper, to anyone who would listen. No one believed her. Then the animals started dying. Dogs found in their yards, eyes burned black. Cattle, mutilated, in perfect geometric patterns. Something began interfering with electronics in the town. TVs flickering with static that briefly showed Noelle's face, screaming in reverse. Her friends stopped talking to her. Her teachers flinched when she walked by. By winter, her parents found her standing in the backyard at 3 a.m., staring up. Her pupils were gone, just empty silver coins. Noelle's last words to her mother before vanishing for good were whispered, "They're not done with me, and they're not done with you either." She was never seen again. But every July, During the first thunderstorm of the season, the town of Okeechobee reports a strange low hum. Trees bend without wind, and sometimes a barefoot girl with silver eyes is spotted in the woods straight up waiting.